I'm on a mission to try every restaurant in Edmonton. It is raining like crazy, but today we are having Bodega.
Bodega is a Spanish tapas restaurant, which basically means small plates. This review is going to be a little bit longer because at a small plate restaurant, you order a lot of smaller dishes and your meal has more variety. All right, first up are the stuffed piquillo peppers for $12. This is a dish that is served cold. The peppers have been deskinned, stuffed with cream cheese and green onion, and then there's some sort of balsamic reduction on top. This dish was a really great first start to the meal. It tasted really good. The flavors were balanced, and if you're a fan of cream cheese, you'll like this dish. Next, we had their mussels in a saffron cream sauce for $24. The mussels were perfectly cooked, not overdone at all. The saffron cream sauce, whew, that was really good. I mean, I am a lover of mussels. I get them all the time, and don't get me wrong, I love me mussels in a white wine sauce or in a rosé sauce. I found this sauce to be more complex in flavor and really, really delicious. This dish, of course, came out hot and fresh. The bread, though, was still steaming. The exterior was crunchy and the inside was soft, like it was fresh baked. Great bread, perfect to dip in the sauce. Overall, this dish was a home run. I liked it a lot. It's also worth mentioning in this entire portion of mussels, there was only one mussel where the shell wasn't opened. And I don't know about you guys, but in every restaurant I've been to in Edmonton, or honestly anywhere, there's usually a few at least. Next, we had the oyster mushroom calamari for $15. I apologize, we forgot to take a picture and ate a few bites and squeezed a lemon, so that's why it looks like that. I promise you it came out looking better than this. Okay, let's start with the good points first. First thing is that this dish came out very freshly fried, like straight out of the fryer, hot and crispy onto the plate and then straight to your table. So that part's good. The batter they used is not too thick, it's perfectly crispy, and then on the inside you still have the juicy oyster mushroom. It came on a bed of mixed greens and then a lemon wedge. Now for the part I didn't like as much was they used a cucumber aioli for the dressing of the dish, and honestly, it didn't taste like much other than almost straight mayonnaise. Don't get me wrong though, this dish still tasted decent. I think it just would have been greatly improved by using like a garlic aioli and then having a second lemon wedge to round out the dish. This was definitely at least a step below everything else we had, and also $15 was a little bit pricey, we felt, for this particular dish. Next up, bone marrow with eggplant caviar for $18. To give you a better idea of this dish, how I think they made it is they scooped out the bone marrow, mixed it with eggplant chunks, seasoned it, salt, pepper, spices. Then they kind of pan-fried it a bit. Then they put the entire mixture back into the bone and stuck it in the oven. And then they pulled it out and then garnished it with chives. Overall, this dish tasted good. The eggplant really helps improve the texture of what you're spreading on the bread, in my opinion. However, I do have two criticisms. Firstly, bone marrow is the star of this dish, and I do feel the flavor of bone marrow was really muddled and a little too light. I don't know if that's because of the combination of everything that was used, or they're using half the bone marrow for something else. I have no idea. But I just really wish this dish was more bone marrow forward. The second thing is that I wish they had one more slice of bread. Next up, we have the grilled baby artichokes for $15. I really enjoyed the textures of this dish. The crunchy bits on top, the soft artichoke below was really good. Overall, the flavors are really good here, and I don't really have a criticism here. Like, if you like artichokes, you're gonna like this. I guess I just wish the portion size was bigger. That's about it. Next up, we have the robalo for $16. This is a European sea bass dish. This dish, in my opinion, is exactly what it's supposed to be. You know, really focusing on how delicious the fish is, simple, but executed very well. Like, we're talking about perfectly crispy skin, not a bone in sight. The fillet below was flaky, not overdone at all though, still very juicy. And then lemon wedge to complement, it was the perfect salt level. This was excellent. And finally, we had the mushroom risotto for $28. Just so there's no confusion, that is not a tablespoon there. That is a giant metal scooper, and I have no issues with the portion size of this dish. It's appropriately portioned. Of all of the mushroom risottos I've had in Edmonton, in my opinion, Bodega Ellerslie does it the best, and honestly, it's not even that close. Let's start with the texture. This risotto is perfectly cooked. It's not too wet, and they definitely didn't overdo it and get it too dry. It was the perfect consistency. They did a good job of letting the flavor of all the fresh mushrooms shine through the dish. It's the right level of cheesiness. It's the right salt level. It's delicious. In my opinion, this was the star of the meal. One last thing, we did get a drink here. We don't usually order drinks, but my wife really likes the ginger mule here, I think it's called. And I'm having trouble finding a drink menu online. I think it was around 10 bucks and it's a mocktail. Tastes really refreshing and pretty good. Generally though, I don't think drinks are really worth the money in my opinion. So, but the wife loved it.
Before we get into the scoring portion, I just want to mention that everything in this video, including the scoring and everything, is only in relation to Bodega Ellerslie. They do have other locations, and there's also a related restaurant, Sabor. To be completely honest, I haven't had the best experiences at other locations, but this one, that's what this video is about, just Bodega Ellerslie. All right, food scores. So overall for the food, I am going to give them an 8. The food is balanced, tastes great, and honestly, everything is executed very well. I mean, you heard everything I had to say about the food already, so probably no surprise. It really is an 8. Now for the service. So I am super impressed with the service at Bodega Ellerslie. The demeanor and the attitude and the tone of all the waitresses and waiters there are just excellent. Like, have a really great way of coming to check on you just the right amount so it's not annoying, but also like they're keeping a good eye to make sure you have your water's refilled, to make sure that the food's tasting good, to just ask you if you need anything else. It's, in my opinion, the perfect amount of interaction. Another thing is that they're really great about keeping an eye on how dirty your plates are, because you're having a lot of different little, items, and some of them have sauce, some of them don't. They're really good about replacing your plates between courses as needed.
Another thing that impressed me here is the pace of the meal. This is a tapas restaurant, so there's a lot of different dishes to bring out. How do they make it so a lot of the food doesn't get cold? They're bringing out food at the right timing and order. They do a really good job of this. I'm not exactly sure how they managed it, but with all the dishes we ordered, we got to eat everything while it was hot, and it didn't feel like we had to, let certain things get cold or anything like that. Like, the pacing of the meal was really good.
So all in all, this place is really good service. I'm going to give them an 8.25. It's really good. So finally, bang for your buck.
This is by no means a cheap place to eat. For starters, it's a small plate restaurant, which means you have to order a bunch of dishes. And it's already a more high-end place, so the dish range is like, we'll say on average, $10 to $30. There's a few things a little bit cheaper. There's a few things that are more than $30, but we'll say on average $10 to $30. So you're spending a hefty chunk of change here to eat dinner. For some dishes, like the peppers, for example, to be fair, it is a very small portion, but it was executed well and tasted good. So it's kind of like one of those things where you kind of have to make the decision for yourself as to whether it's worth it or not. For a dish like the oyster mushroom calamari, in this case, I would say it wasn't very worth it at $15, but for the risotto and the mussels, they were excellent, and I thought they were worth every penny. I'm also going to take into account that the service was excellent. So for me, bang for your buck, overall, we're giving them a strong 7.5.
So if you have a special occasion planned, a first date, birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, this is a place I would recommend. It's great. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that this whole review is only for Bodega Ellerslie. I just want to reiterate that because I have not had the same level of service, the same quality of food. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, like at the other restaurants, like the other Bodega, the Sabor, those restaurants, in my opinion, are not even close to this one. I don't know what's going on, but my recommendation and review here is only for Bodega Ellerslie.